Welcome to Liverpool Report, your go-to for daily Liverpool FC news, transfers and match updates. If you're a true Red, hit subscribe and join the family. You'll never walk alone. Sadio Mane has opened up once again about his dramatic transfer decision that changed Premier League history, turning down Manchester United for Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool project. Now at Al Nassr, the Anfield icon has hinted at a surprising potential return to England. Could Newcastle be in the mix? Here's the full story behind the legend's latest revelations and what it could mean for his future. Sadio Mane once said never say never to the idea of joining Newcastle. The Liverpool legend, now playing for Al Nassr, also admitted previously that he agreed a contract with Manchester United but opted for their Merseyside rivals instead. Mane, now 33, became a legend at Anfield following his £34 million move from Southampton in 2016, scoring 120 goals and providing 46 assists during his 6-year stint. He played a crucial role in Jurgen Klopp's successful rebuild, helping the Reds win the Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup, UEFA Super Cup and Club World Cup. His departure to Bayern Munich for an initial 27 million in 2022 was undoubtedly a loss for the English top flight, but the door opened for his return less than 12 months later. The Senegalese icon's time in Germany was marred by an injury before the Qatar 2022 World Cup and a reported dressing room fight with teammate Leroy Sane. It was therefore unsurprising that he was shown the exit door at the end of the season. It was during that uncertain period that he met Martin Callanan, a Conservative life peer in the House of Lords who is originally from Newcastle. Callahan was attending an EITI international conference in Mane's native Senegal. He encouraged Mane to join the Magpies, saying in a later tweet, "I'm in Senegal speaking at the EITI conference, honoured to meet Sadio Mane in the hotel. I couldn't resist asking him about coming to Newcastle next season." His enigmatic reply, "Never say never." It's unclear whether Mane was merely being courteous or if Newcastle were serious contenders to secure his signature. But he didn't end up at St James Park. Instead, he joined Saudi Pro League side Al Nassr, where he's contributed to 62 goals in 93 matches. While many who have made similar moves to the Middle East have been accused of chasing money, that record suggests Mane is far from just going through the motions. And his response to Callahan implies a Premier League return may not be completely off the cards, unlike most who are spending the twilight years of their career on Saudi shores. However, considering his age and the fact that there's still a year left on his contract, the likelihood of a move to Tyneside can probably be categorised in the never bracket now. While he might still view the switch as desirable, it's hard to imagine the feeling being mutual, though he is being rumoured with an exit from Al Nassr this summer. Mane is no stranger to a sudden change in transfer plans. Before joining Liverpool, he was all set to head to Old Trafford until a phone call from Klopp turned his head. Mane recalled in an interview with The Telegraph, "I was really close to going to Manchester United. I had the contract there, I had it all agreed, it was all ready, but instead I thought, no, I want to go to Liverpool. I was convinced to go with Klopp's project. I still remember the first time I got the call from Klopp. He said, we have a big project at Liverpool and I want you to be part of it." Liverpool are on the verge of another major signing. The Reds are closing in on a £45 million deal for Bournemouth's left-back Milos Kerkez, with a move expected to be completed before the end of the week. After signing Jeremy Frimpong to cover the right side and agreeing a club record 116.5 M deal for Florian Wirtz, Arne Slot's rebuild is in full swing. The move for Kerkez comes amid growing uncertainty over the futures of both Andy Robertson and Kostas Tsimikas. So what will this mean for Liverpool's defence going forward, and how close is the deal really? Let's break it all down. Liverpool are closing in on a deal for Bournemouth left-back Milos Kerkez and could even complete the transfer this week, according to reports. Arne Slot is continuing to strengthen his side as he looks to build on their Premier League triumph in his first season in charge, having already signed Jeremy Frimpong to replace Trent Alexander-Arnold at right-back. Liverpool have also agreed a record-breaking £116.5 million deal to sign Bayer Leverkusen playmaker Florian Wirtz, who is seen as someone the club can build their future around. but the Reds are also looking to bolster their numbers at left-back too, alongside the Wirtz deal, and have been working on a deal for Kerkez, who was one of the standout stars in his position in the 24-25 Premier League season. There have been some concerns over the long-term future of Andy Robertson, while Kostas Tsimikas has also been linked with an exit from Anfield. According to the iPaper, talks between Liverpool and Bournemouth are now at an advanced stage over a package worth between £40 and £45. It adds that while there are still a few issues to iron out, a deal is expected to be reached by the end of the week that will end months of speculation over Kerkez's future. Bournemouth chief Simon Francis has been engaged in talks with Liverpool Supremo Richard Hughes for the last few weeks, the report claims, with the Cherries refusing to budge on their valuation of the player. But after making progress in talks, the two sides are now discussing on how the fee for Kerkez will be structured. Personal terms are not expected to be an issue, with the player signing a 5-year deal. It would mark a huge week for Liverpool, who are also hoping to wrap up the signing of Wirtz after agreeing to pay a British club record fee for the midfielder after his sensational season in the Bundesliga. Wirtz will compete with the likes of Dominik Szoboszlai and Luis Diaz, while Kerkez's arrival should provide competition for Robertson, though the Scottish international has admitted he is in the dark over his future at Liverpool. Speaking to Sky Sports this week, he said, "We have discussed my future, of course we have. We've had good discussions, me and the club, but what the future holds, I'm not sure. All I know is I fly off on holiday and it's well needed. I need a rest after a long season, and then I look forward to pre-season." It's the end of the road for Darwin Nunez at Anfield. Just 2 years after becoming Liverpool's record signing, Darwin Nunez looks set to leave the club, with the Reds now willing to accept £60 million, 51 Silemsons for the Uruguayan striker. Despite a January offer from Saudi Arabia worth more, Nunez stayed to help with the title charge, but now AC Milan and Napoli are circling as the Reds eye a major summer reshuffle. Liverpool are said to be willing to accept an offer in the region of £61 million, 51 million to sell Darwin Nunez this summer, just months after they rejected a more lucrative proposal for the striker from Saudi Arabia. Nunez, 25, is expected to leave Anfield after a disappointing campaign in front of goal for the newly minted Premier League champions. And there have already been discussions over a potential move away, according to reports elsewhere. The Uruguay international is known to have suitors in the Middle East, with Al Nassr making a 60 bid for the frontman back in January, only to be rebuffed. Interest in Nunez from the Saudi Pro League has resurfaced this summer, but the former Benfica man has no interest in making such a move at this stage of his career. Fortunately for Nunez, his suitors in Italy, with AC Milan and Napoli both keen on a deal for the striker, who Corriere dello Sport claim is now valued at 60. Liverpool's current valuation of Nunez, which is similar to the initial fee they paid for him before add-ons back in the summer of 2022, indicates a softening of their stance in regards to selling their number 9, who they were understandably reluctant to lose mid-season. The Reds have also set their sights on signing a new striker of their own this summer, with Eintracht Frankfurt's Hugo Ekitike a target, but with a club record $116 million deal for Florian Wirtz in the works, outgoings will likely be needed to finance a move for the Frenchman. After starting just 8 Premier League games under Arne Slot last season, Nunez is ready to pursue a move this summer to get his career back on track. And though it remains to be seen if a move to Serie A would appeal to Nunez, a move to either side would allow him to continue playing at an elite level in Europe. Slot praised Nunez for playing his role in the Reds' title bid and not throwing his toys out of the pram despite his lack of league starts, saying, "I don't know exactly what is going to happen. One of the main strengths we had this season is that everybody accepted his role. And his role sometimes could be to start every single game, hardly be taken off, sometimes be taken off. It could be sometimes not starting every single game, sometimes not playing hardly minutes.